note to self, get a new camera mount. Good morning. I still feel like my face is half asleep, to be honest. So that Brazilian wax vlog that I posted like a week or so ago has been getting so many views, which was completely unexpected. Like, I literally just vlogged that and did that video because truly you guys, like my subscribers, were asking me questions about it and were like, oh yeah, if you could vlog it the next time you go, that'd be really informative. So that's what I did. I had no idea that there'd be interest in it, or that people, like, I didn't think that it was like a clickbaity type of thing, but I did get a few comments that were like, oh, the things that people will do and show for views. We're all human beings, and we as women, we do things like this. We go and we get waxes, we go to the gynecologist, we have sex, we get periods. And the fact that, like, we can't talk about things or show certain things, and I didn't show my vagina in that video. If you want to talk about these things and be open about these things and share information, it's viewed like, oh, you are, you know, sleazy or something. Like, really? So yeah, just needed to vent a little there. But today I'm going to work, obviously, and then right after work I'm getting my eyebrows microbladed. It was something that I've been kind of thinking about on and off for a pretty long time. We actually have a woman that, she's not technically like employed by our salon. She does have her own like separate business, but she rents out the space above our salon. And since it's a new location that we're at now, she's running a special for June. So I was like, you know what? Let me take advantage of that and try it out. Filling in my brows is my most dreaded part of my makeup routine, so if I can have them just fuller and filled in all the time, and I don't have to put in as much work getting them to look good, that'll be amazing. I'm about to pull into work now. I'll catch up with you once my shift's over, when we're about to do these brows. So today is Thursday. I got my brows done Tuesday evening. So it's been 2 days since I got them microbladed, and you can see they look super, super dark. When I don't have makeup on, they look absolutely ridiculous. So I've been wearing makeup every day when I'm going out in public because otherwise I feel like they just look crazy. So this is what they look like up close right now. And I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but when I look at them up close in person, I can tell that they're kind of scabbing a little bit. Like they just look a little crusty in some spots. But honestly, I expected them to look worse during the healing process than they do. So it hasn't been bad. But I just want to clean them really quick because they just kind of feel and look gross right now. And then I will tell you guys how I've been taking care of them, what the last few days have been like, and go over in more detail what the actual process of getting them microbladed was like. Because I know I wasn't talking at all throughout the actual service. So she told me I could use a little spoolie mascara wand type thing and just very lightly brush through them to get any like excess crap off of them. So I'm not even applying any pressure, I'm just like passing over. So this is the little Aftercare thing she gave me. I don't know exactly what it is, but it kind of has the same consistency as like Aquaphor, just like Vaseline. So she told me to apply this on top of them before I go to bed and then again in the morning. And then throughout the day, if they just start to feel kind of dry or they're itching or irritating at all, you know, I can reapply it. Because she said that I'm supposed to keep them moist. Like they're not supposed to get dried out. And I try to like really coat these suckers so that way I don't have to keep reapplying it throughout the day. For the most part, I don't. Like I just apply it at night and then in the morning. I haven't been irritated at all. They haven't been itchy or bothering me. Okay, so before we even started the appointment, she had me fill out a whole bunch of paperwork. So I just went over all of my medical information, things to know about the process, aftercare instructions, etc. The only thing that you need to know before going into your appointment is you aren't supposed to wax, tweeze, or thread your eyebrows, I think 24 to 48 hours beforehand, because that'll leave your pores open and then the ink that she puts on can get absorbed in spots where it's not meant to go. So don't worry about shaping your eyebrows and having them all groomed and cleaned up before you go in for your appointment. They will take care of all of that there. You can kind of see in the clip when she was mapping out my brows and getting my perfect shape, any hairs that fell outside of that shape, she was just cleaning up with an eyebrow razor. And she did even in between my brows, like anywhere that I had extra hairs, she just cleaned them up. So you don't have to worry about that before your appointment. Then we did our consultation. If you have pictures to bring in, that'll be a little bit more helpful, or if you have your brows already filled in when you go in, so that way the microblader can see how you like your eyebrows shaped and how you typically wear them. And then as she was mapping them out, she gave me a mirror and she kept having me check them to make sure that they were good. She would ask me like, okay, do you want it a little bit higher over here? Do you want them a little lower? Do you want the tail a little fuller? So she was really great about that. I felt like throughout the whole process, she was making me fully aware of what she was doing. So once they were all mapped out, she applied the numbing cream on me. And then while that was sitting, because that needed like 15 minutes, then we looked at the different colored inks and we chose my color. She literally has everything. So even if you have super blonde hair and you like your eyebrows to be a much lighter color, they can do that. They have literally every color from like the lightest blonde to black. So I didn't go with the darkest color. I think I went like 1 or 2 shades lighter than what the darkest she had was. So once they are fully healed, they will lighten up a little bit more and not be this dark. I don't mind this color too much when I have a full face of makeup on, but I want them to look natural and not too harsh when I have no makeup on. And then when I am wearing a full face of makeup, I can just throw a little powder on them if I do want them to look a little bit darker. And then when we were starting the actual process of her doing the little cuts, strokes, whatever, she explained to me exactly what it was going to feel like, what to expect. So what she does is she does a few strokes, she goes over the entire brow. She spends anywhere between like 1 to 2 minutes, I want to say, on one brow, and then she'll move on to the next one, do the same thing, and keep going back and forth, back and forth. So the first 2 times that she went over each eyebrow, I could feel it, not fully, because she did put the numbing cream, but I definitely could feel something, and it felt uncomfortable. It wasn't like super painful. I mean, you can see in the clips, like I don't look like I'm squirming in pain or anything, but it was uncomfortable. I could feel it. It felt, if you've ever had your eyebrows threaded before, it's a very similar feeling to that. It's just like a kind of a burning, scratching sensation. But again, nothing totally terrible. But then after those 2 passes, because each time she goes over an eyebrow, she rubs ink in, which I think has more numbing cream in it. So after she passed over each brow like 2 times, it got to a point where I literally couldn't feel anything. Like, I swear to you, I could barely even tell that she was touching me at all. So it was only kind of uncomfortable for the first few minutes of it, but then the whole rest of the time, I literally couldn't feel anything, and it was totally fine. You can hear the cuts, which is a little bit weird. If you've ever used an eyebrow razor to shave hair on your face, the scraping sound of that is pretty similar to what the sound was like. You might want to bring headphones with you and listen to music so it'll help distract you and you don't hear it, because I feel like hearing the sound makes you more aware of what's happening, and then that kind of could freak you out a little bit maybe. But yeah, it really wasn't a bad process at all, and they look so good. I am so happy with the shape and the fullness and everything of them. Like, they are exactly what I wanted. Right now, because they're healing, you know, they do look thicker and they're a little crusty and but when she first did them, they looked amazing. So natural, like you couldn't even tell what was my real hair and what was the ink. It really just looked like real eyebrow hairs and not like a tattoo. So 4 to 6 weeks after your initial appointment, you do have to come back for a touch-up. I think pretty much everyone has to come back at least for 1 touch-up afterwards. Some people will even do 2. I think I've heard of people even going for a 3rd touch-up after getting them done for the first time. Because what happens is, after your first appointment, some spots might not take to the ink. So you might have some spots where the color is kind of missing, or it's just a lot lighter. So you go in for that touch-up so that they can really perfect it and make sure everything takes evenly and they look exactly how you want them to look. During the touch-up, you also at that point can change the color if you want. She was suggesting to me, if anything, if you're unsure about the color, go a little bit lighter the first time, because then that way when you come back for your touch-up, it's always easier to go darker than it is to go lighter. And she told me after I get them touched up the first time, then they should be good and they should last me for at least a year. She said most of her clients don't come back to her to get them redone for like a year and a half to even some of them like 2 years, I think she said. It does depend on how you take care of them and what your skin type is. So as far as aftercare instructions and what to expect during the healing process, the first night, once I got home, she told me to wait like at least 3 hours, and then at that point I could wash them really gently with just some lukewarm water and disinfectant soap. So I did that, and then I applied my little Vaseline stuff to them. And then for the entire first week, you're not supposed to get them wet at all whatsoever. Like, avoid all moisture possible. So no sweating, no steam from like a sauna, shower, anything like that. Because if you get them wet and exposed to steam and your pores are opening up, that can pull the ink out. So she suggested taking baths rather than showers. I have just been showering, but I just don't put the water up super, super hot so it creates a lot of steam. And I try to just be in and out really quick. Like, I'll just do a quick body shower. I haven't been washing my hair in the shower. I only washed it once so far, but I had my boss do it at work. Luckily I'm in a salon, so I can get my hair washed there. And I have been not working out this week and trying to just avoid being outside too much in general, because it's been really hot. So I don't want to sweat. You also don't want to expose them to direct sunlight. After the first week, then you can start getting them wet and just kind of resume your normal life, basically. I have been wearing makeup every day, like I said. When I'm removing my makeup at the end of the day, I just use a makeup remover wipe. And I just make sure to go around the eyebrows and don't touch them. Even when I'm putting my makeup on, like when I'm doing my foundation, I try to avoid the eyebrows, and then I'll just take my finger and kind of tap it around so I'm not getting any makeup on them. You don't want to put any makeup directly on them, no filling them in or anything for the first week while they're healing. The first night after they were freshly done, they felt a little bit like a sunburn. They felt a little sore and sensitive, but they didn't hurt at all. Oh, and of course, I have to mention who it is who did my brows. I tagged her on Instagram, actually, so if you're following my hair Instagram page, I posted the before and after picture of them on there. So the lady who did them's name is Sandra. She's Brows by Sandra, I believe, on Instagram. I will have her information listed in the description. So if you guys live in the Northeast Pennsylvania area, definitely check her out. She is running a special, like I said, until the end of June. $250 to get your brows microbladed, and that does include your first touch-up appointment as well. So that's gonna be it for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will continuously update you in vlogs throughout the month while they are still healing. And then when I do go for my touch-up appointment, I'll probably vlog that as well. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel so that you will see me update throughout the month and you can see how they're looking throughout the healing process. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.